A little side note. Ryan Garcia, King Rye, as fans like to call him, has decided to go a different route. He is no longer interested in the Devin Haney fight for now. He's now going after Rolly Romero. He says after he beats Rolly Romero, he said him and Devin Haney can have a unification match. Now, I don't know if Rolly is still a champion at recess. I don't know the situation on that. Now, if that's the case, definitely Ryan is taking the easier route to get a title. And I also agree with one thing Ryan Garcia said. If he gets that title, a unification match between him and Devin Haney will be a much bigger fight. Obviously, those late night or those early morning runs with Floyd Mayweather has paid off, and Mayweather's helping him or advising him not to take the Devin Haney fight. But the thing is, after he's done with Rolly, how do we know Devin Haney's going to be at 140 or how long he's going to be at 140? I mean, I just saw a picture, and I don't know if it's Photoshop or not. Haney looked like he was about 180 pounds. Looked like he's about to adopt a double chin. But we'll see what happens. I expect Ryan Garcia to beat Rolly Romero. Now, when it comes to Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua, which was announced yesterday, I think, the Wilder fanboys and the hardcore mixed martial arts fans are saying this is a cherry pick for Anthony Joshua, it's a money grab. But on the other side of their mouth, they're saying that Francis Ngannou will embarrass Anthony Joshua. Some are predicting Francis Ngannou is going to knock him out, which is supposed to be a cherry pick for Anthony Joshua. This is not the fight I wanted to see, but Anthony Joshua is trying to clean up Tyson Fury mess. We got Horogovic that's out there, and we also had Zhang, fights I would prefer. But this fight came up. And not only that, Fury was so sloppy and bad in this fight, even though he got the nod. Mauricio Suleiman was impressed with his performance. He ranked Ngannou in the top 10 in the WBC after a loss. He's 0-1 and he's in the top 10 of the WBC. So technically, which I don't believe Francis Ngannou's a top 10 heavyweight, but technically, Anthony Joshua is fighting the top 10 heavyweight. And like I said, it's not a fight that I really want to see, but you could blame two people for that. You could blame Deontay Wilder, you could blame Tyson Fury for making this fight happen. Because if Wilder would have handled business, this is the fight we'd be looking at March 9th, Joshua versus Wilder, regardless of what people want to think, especially the Wilder emotional fans. If your dude would have handled business, this fight would not be happening. And for those fans that think, oh, just because Wilder lost, the Anthony Joshua fight could still happen, no one gets a big fight after a loss. I'm sure that contract said if both guys win, then the fight goes on. The fact is, Wilder did not handle business. And I don't know if Wilder could beat anybody in the top 10. Speaking of the top 10 in Saudi Arabia, Wilder and Zhang is a possibility under the Joshua Ngannou card. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. But Zhang and his people are ready for that fight. They want that fight. And they said if it was up to them, the fight would happen. But they said the ball's in Wilder's court. I think if the Saudis came to Wilder and said they want him to take the Zhang fight, I don't think Wilder wants that fight. He's a lefty. That's a power puncher that can box. It'll be the first power puncher, legit power puncher, that Deontay Wilder has faced. So I don't think Wilder would take that fight. I would give him credit if he did, but I think he would try to weasel his way out and try to get an easier opponent. Because Zhang is no joke. And I think Zhang would knock out Deontay Wilder. Might end his career. And I don't even want this fight for Wilder because I want to see the Anthony Joshua fight against Wilder on a winning note. So I would put him in with the easiest touch Saudi Arabia could give him. And that may not be too easy for Deontay Wilder. I don't see why they don't put Deontay Wilder back in there with Joseph Parker. A rematch, just don't make it a co-main event. I mean, he said the layoff affected him. He's a better fighter than Joseph Parker. His timing was off. Let's show him prove. Let's fight him 3 or 4 months later and see what happens. Because I think putting him in there with a killer like Zhang is homicide, suicide. It's over. I think Deontay Wilder is mentally ruined by Tyson Fury. And going by his last performance, this is a mismatch. And for all you Wilder fans, fanboys, talking about it's not fair they outweigh Wilder by 40 or 50 pounds. Well, this is the heavyweight division. If that's a problem, if the weight is a problem, he can move down to cruiserweight. I think Zhang destroys Wilder, and for that reason, I do not think this fight will happen. I'd like to see Wilder back in there with Parker or Ruiz, because I do want to see the Wilder and Joshua fight before the eras end. Anyway, what do you think? If the Zhang fight is presented to Wilder, will he take it? And do you think Ngannou is going to embarrass Anthony Joshua? I don't, because now everybody's going to be prepared for Ngannou now. He's not a surprise anymore. He's already ranked by the number 10 by the WBC. I do not see Joshua slipping on a banana peel on this one. But if he does, maybe he should hang him up as well. By the way, I do apologize for my pronunciation. I think it's Ngannou instead of Ngannou. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.